Hi, Dylan Heisen here with the Overly Animated Podcast, reviewing the first two episodes of Star Wars Rebels, Droids in Distress, and Fight or Flight. I'm going to be going through all the Star Wars Rebels Season 1 and the associated movies episodes in preparing for Season 2 to start next week. I have not seen the show before, and I'm watching as we're going, and I think I'm going to be doubling up on episodes to review. Droids in Distress first. I like this episode, written by Greg Weisman, which I was very excited about. I'm a big Greg Weisman fan. I was a huge Young Justice fan, so I'm excited to see him on this show, although he leaves after the season, so I'll take what I can get from him. I kind of expected his episode to be different than the Simon Kinberg episode of, the Spark of Rebellion movie, which I saw before. My perception is that Weissman is kind of this, incredible storyteller, creative, has a lot of depth of character, whereas Kinberg is maybe still a good storyteller. He has a really solid resume, but less creative, less inherently interesting characters. He writes more mainstream movies and stuff, which I don't have as good of a perception of storytelling wise. But this episode wasn't too much different than Spark of Rebellion. I did like it. I liked a lot of aspects of it, but it was not as great as I might have expected. That being said, first real episode of the show, no show is great right away. So the fact that this was a good episode was very very good sign. I loved seeing C-3PO and R2-D2. They were great elements of this. And then I loved the, twist at the end with the Jimmy Santos character, who I did remember from the movies. Voiced now by Lamar Miller, or whatever. It's interesting that to see characters that look like people from the original show now in this. Phil Lamar, excuse me, not that was a football player, not voiced by the people that they're modeled after. That's really interesting dynamic to see, and I really liked that twist. I like the backstory on Zeb's species. I thought that was interesting. He's kind of been the focal point of the series so far, interestingly. It's totally been the Ezra and Zeb show. I mean, that's the entire focus of the second episode. This one, I like the stuff about the weapons they're doing. I'm getting a little sick of the main villain so far, Agent Callus. He seems very irrelevant and non-interesting, although he seems more of a presence than I thought he would be. He seems like a bigger deal within the Empire, So I liked Droids in Distress. Good episode overall. Fight or Flight, this was, more of a low-key, filler-ish episode, but it was still surprisingly good. The dynamic between Ezra and Zeb is working. Although it is a little bit tiresome because we've seen them be kind of the main Ezra dynamic for 3 episodes in a row now, if you count the movie as an episode. And I'd like to see some Ezra plus other characters stuff happening, although we did get, some of that. I like all the stuff with the fruit that they're talking about in this. It was interesting. Them stealing the TIE fighter, I thought that was very, very good. It's most of this episode, the whole thing with the dynamic between the saved your life, get back at that. I hope we move past that now. It's getting a little tiresome. But yeah, also another random thing that I thought from Fight or Flight. I'm already sick, very, very sick of the stormtrooper, laser bullets things just constantly missing when they're fired at the main characters. This is just every single time. This is something that I will probably get sick of very fast, as they're just in conflict with people every single episode, and then they're miraculously surviving all the time despite getting shot at 1,000 times an episode. So it's I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything particularly interesting to avoid their the capture so far. It just seems like they're getting really lucky, which I never think is a great idea. So I liked Fight or Flight. Not a great episode, but it was fine. And I'm looking forward to continuing with this season of Star Wars Rebels. So subscribe to get more Star Wars Rebels content and other animated content at overlyanimated.com. Thanks.